Returned to Dallas. Yeah, they loved him, not only in cardboard form, but also on the scoreboard and the Jumbotron. An emotional pregame tribute where Luka was reduced to tears.
At guard, in his 7th season from Slovenia, number 77, Luka Doncic!
Luka said he wasn't even sure that he could play after watching that video. Dirk Nowitzki's in the house. Luka would play, and he would play well, getting that to fall. And then the fans had a message for the GM who traded him. Camera found him. Daniel Gafford, current Mavericks, said it was tough. They did it while they were shooting free throws. They did it while we were shooting free throws. That was Luka with a step back over the man for whom he was traded, Anthony Davis. 14 points in the first for Luka, even more in the second. Man had 17 points in the second quarter. In the first half, 31 points. Something he's only done as a Laker now once. He did it 13 times with the Mavs, have a 30-point half. Lakers would lead by 3 at the break. JJ Redick on his star saying it was an awesome moment for everyone. Doncic, second half. They brought him back onto the floor with about 9 minutes to go in the fourth. The up and under gets him to 40. LeBron loving it to the point of disbelief. They traded this guy? And then Doncic helping the Lakers close on a 27-10 run, gets the floater to fall. 45 points for Luka. Second player in NBA history to have 45 for and against the same team in the same season. Luka, all the feelings.
So many emotions. Can't even explain it. Brought tears to my eyes. Like I said, I came as a young kid here with 18, and I know what to expect from NBA. And they made me feel like home. And it's just a lot of great memories. All the teammates I had, everybody had my back. I'm the happy. This guy, I love these fans. I love this city. But it's time to move on.
They love him right back. Luka owned his former team, dropped 45 points in his first game in Dallas as a visitor. It's the third most points in a player's first road game against a former team in NBA history. Only John Williamson against the Pacers and Donovan Mitchell against the Jazz have more.
What about the first game for the Nuggets since firing head coach Michael Malone, the only coach who has brought them an NBA championship just 2 seasons ago? Nikola Jokic on the road with those Nuggets in Sacktown, and Aaron Gordon, that's too easy. Drawing the defenders and then just throwing it up for Ron. Nuggets up 66-58. Third quarter now. Nikola Jokic drawing something up. Nikola Kokic.
Well,
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Finding Christian Brown. Okay. Whatever he drew up, it worked. Consecutive 25-point games for Christian Brown for the first time in his career. And then off the miss, Peyton Watson laying it up, gets the hoop, gets the harm. 21st triple-double through 3 quarters this season, most by any player in the last 50 years for the Joker. And there's an entire fourth quarter left to be played. Nuggets were up by 5, trying to maintain that 4 seed in the Western Conference, so they need every little bit of it from, after the post-Malone era, their White Iverson, a little bit taller. Here he is after the win on his former coach.
I'm not going to say what Josh told me. So, I knew a little bit before everybody, and he told me, like, we made a decision. So it was not discussion, it was decision, and he told me why, and so I listened and I accepted. I'm not going to tell what he told me. I'm going to keep that private.
Okay. Oh, not a discussion, just a decision from the ownership. Okay, new coach, same Joker, his 33rd triple-double this season. That is the 5th most in NBA history, trailing Russell Westbrook. Also, the Big O. Denver has 2 games left this regular season for Jokic to continue that triple-double climb.
I got Spurs, I got the Warriors. One of these teams very much in the playoff mix. The other, the Spurs. Steph Curry and company out there in San Fran or Frisco, as the locals prefer. Steph, a triple. Spurs actually shot the 3 better than Golden State, but no one shoots it better than Steph. Reaching 300 made threes in a season for the 6th time in his career, most in the NBA. All other players in the league right now combined for 4 of those seasons. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Curry, catch and release. Just like, a good fishing license.
It's a responsible angler.
Yep, for the Gare Bear there in Colorado. And wait a minute, hold on. That's That's Keldon Johnson backing down Draymond Green. Then Steph Castle going to find Johnson again, who had 21 points off the bench. And hold on, the Spurs go up by 2. All square at 111 after Harrison Barnes fouled Draymond. And Harrison Barnes is about to atone. Bottoms against his former team, no less. The 4th game-winning buzzer beater of his career. You think the Spurs win a lot of games? Because they're celebrating that like they just won a championship. San Antonio 114-111. They were 17.5-point dogs, and they win outright.
All right, we'll stay in Cali. The Clippers have won 5 straight. Kawhi Leonard. Maybe it is a good decision to rest this man because he was doing it defensively. He was doing it offensively there with the chip drill off Tari Eason and then running the break. That looks like a young Kawhi.
I didn't think he was going to dunk.
And that's actually kind of super scary. The Clippers trying to maintain pace with the Nuggets right there in that 4-5 seed. If they win, they have identical records with 2 regular season games left. James Harden hits the triple, gets the harm. Clippers up by 19 against these Rockets who sat everybody but Jalen Green because they've already locked themselves into the 2 seed. Ivica Zubac's first career triple-double, 20 points, 11 boards, 10 assists. We now move to the 4th quarter. It's Harden, vintage. Step back, pull, got it. 35 points, 10 dimes. Clippers win by 17 over the Rockets. Okay, so despite that win, the Clippers still sit as the 5 seed and a game behind the Lake Show for the 3rd overall seed. In the West, the Suns eliminated, just like we mentioned yesterday, our final 10 teams. They are confirmed. What is not confirmed is their seeding. That loss by the Warriors currently has them in the play-in, but plenty more movement in store out west.
Team in the Western Conference, it's not these guys.
Should have been.
Devin Booker and the Suns trying to avoid playoff elimination, taking on the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander-less Thunder of OKC. Isaiah Hartenstein-less and Lou Dort-less as well. Devin Booker had 20 points. So he didn't feel like he had his shot this season. Like his shot was not falling for this season.
Handsy.
Okay. Alex Caruso will steal. Chet Holmgren to Jalen Williams. Which one? Thank you for asking. It's a matter of spelling. J-A-Y. Jalen Williams had 33 points. Chet went for 22 and 11. Caruso had 5 steals. Bald Mamba to Aaron Wiggins, who had 17 points in a starter's role. This team loves each other.
Give me my mind.
This team loves each other. They go up by 20. After that, what'd you say about the movie?
It was wrong.
It was wrong.
They can jump.
They can jump. Devin Booker said it's been a slow bleed out, but I felt this way the majority of the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Suns are out. The Suns are out of the playoffs. Season of turmoil, missed expectations. They missed the playoffs, but at least they spent $367 million to do it. The next 7 highest payrolls in the NBA this season belong to teams who are among not only playoff positioning, the top 8 in their respective conferences. Fans have. Our NBA front office insider Bobby Marks is with us. Bobby, what stood out to you, not only with Luka's 45 points, but also the way in which he was received by those fans in his return to Dallas?
Yeah, right. I think just the emotional part of it. I think I've never seen a fan base, certainly whose hearts were basically ripped out, basically cheer a player that was traded throughout the whole game. There was a point last night when he was being cheered when he scored, and then there was also a point when the Mavericks were being cheered when they were scored. And then I think on the court, this was as good of a game that I've seen Luka play. Before this, lowest percentage of shot attempts at the rim. Last night, 16 points on layups last night, and basically just kind of opened up a lot of different things for him last night. So a lot of emotions, electrifying, awkward, like we could tie a lot of different things in there, but I think they got the win, and here they are in that number 3 seed.
The wins are important right now for a Lakers team that did officially clinch a playoff berth with that dub. They can lock in the 3 seed in the West with one more win over their final 2 games. Bobby, how important is it for LA to get that 3 seed?
I think it's critical. Certainly besides getting home court advantage for the first round, you look at the bracket, they'll avoid Oklahoma City until a Western Conference Finals. And no disrespect to Houston, but if you're going to get to the Western Conference Finals, you want to be on the other side of the bracket. So locking in that number 3 seed certainly is going to be important. They've got a couple games to do that here, and I would expect them to be the number 3 seed when we start next weekend. All
right, Lakers and Rockets tomorrow night, and then they close out the regular season. Los Angeles does against Portland on Sunday. Bobby, stay close. Gary has more on the Nuggets post-Malone era.
Correct. 4 straight losses. That's a season high for Nikola Jokic and these Nuggets on the road taking on the Kings, who are in a play-in spot at this point. Ron. receiving the oop from the alley from Jokic. 66-58 at the break. First game after the Nuggets fired Mike Malone, so Jokic drawing something up, maybe for Christian Brown. Kicks it out to him. Nobody's on him. Splash for CB. 25 points for him, which makes it consecutive 25-point games for the first time ever in his career. And then off the miss, Peyton Watson open enough to get the rock to, and then hits the hezzy. Also hits the field goal. 21st triple-double through 3 quarters this season. That's the most by any player in the last 50 years. We still have an entire quarter to play, and Jokic is going to continue to do his thing. It's just too easy. He's too big, too strong. Kings locked into the play-in. Nuggets still in the 4th seed. Here's Jokic.
I mean, I'm not going to say what Josh told me. So, I mean, I knew a little bit before everybody, and he told me, like, we made a decision. So it was not discussion. It was decision, and, you know, he told me why, and so I listened and I accepted. You know, I'm not going to tell what he told me. I'm going to keep that private.
Said he accepted the decision. There wasn't a discussion. Bobby Marks, how should we interpret those comments from Denver's All-Star?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I would trust Josh Kroenke, their owner here, who knows the pulse of that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to fire Michael Malone unless he knows he's not going to lose that group, especially Nikola Jokic here, especially for a player that's extension eligible this summer, who can extend for additional 3 years, $212 million. So I don't want to say he had the blessing of Jokic here, but he's not going to go about firing a coach that won a championship if he knows that he's not going to lose this locker room.